Chickens are one of the most common domesticated animals in the world. They're prized for their eggs, meat, and feathers. The domestication of chickens is a fascinating journey that traces back to the red jungle fowl, Gallus gallus, native to Southeast Asia. This process likely began around 3,500 years ago when these wild birds were first drawn to the rice fields cultivated by humans. The chickens were initially valued not for their meat or eggs, but for their exotic and symbolic significance. The red jungle fowl, the ancestor of domestic chickens, roamed the forests of Southeast Asia, particularly in areas where human agricultural activities provided a new ecological niche. The interaction between humans and jungle fowl likely intensified with the advent of rice agriculture. The fields, which were seasonally flooded and rich in grains, attracted the wild fowl, facilitating their domestication. Recent studies have pinpointed the earliest domesticated chickens to around 3,500 years ago in Southeast Asia, particularly within the context of dry rice farming communities in Thailand. These early domesticated birds were then spread westward, initially as exotic animals rather than for food production. This spread continued through cultural exchanges and trade networks, eventually reaching the Middle East and Africa by about 1,100 to 800 years ago. Chickens were introduced to various regions through trade routes and migration. In the Indus Valley, evidence suggests that chickens were present as early as 2000 BC, potentially brought by traders from Southeast Asia. From there, they spread to Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean, where they were initially kept for fighting and as exotic pets rather than for their eggs or meat. The fact is that the male of the species can be quite a fierce animal, especially when bred and trained for fighting. Nature armed the rooster with a bony leg spur. Humans have supplemented that feature with an arsenal of metal spurs and small knives strapped to the bird's leg. The people from Southeast Asia knew about cockfighting, a sport which used to be popular all over the world. Nowadays, it is a sport which has been banned. The ancient Greek city of Pergamum established a cockfighting amphitheater to teach valor to future generations of soldiers. For the Romans, chickens were bred for fortune-telling, especially during wartime. Chickens accompanied Roman armies, and their behavior was carefully observed before battle. A good appetite meant victory was likely. According to the writings of Cicero, when one contingent of birds refused to eat before a sea battle in 249 BC, an angry consul threw them overboard. History records that he was defeated. In Egypt, chickens became more common around 800 BC. The Egyptians developed sophisticated methods for artificial incubation, which allowed them to increase egg production significantly. This innovation marked the beginning of chickens becoming a staple food source. Modern genetic studies have confirmed that domesticated chickens stem from the red jungle fowl. Genetic mapping has revealed specific mutations that have enabled chickens to adapt to various climates and human needs. For instance, mutations in the thyroid-stimulating hormone receptor, TSHR, gene have allowed chickens to breed throughout the year, an adaptation not seen in their wild counterparts. The introduction of chickens to the Americas is believed to have occurred through multiple routes, including possible pre-Columbian introductions by Polynesians to South America and later by European colonists. The archaeological and genetic evidence supports a complex history of chicken dispersal, reflecting ancient human migration and trade patterns. Overall, the domestication and global spread of chickens highlight their significant role in human history, reflecting changes in agricultural practices, trade networks, and cultural values across different civilizations.